שלום לכל ישראל במזרח התיכון, באפריקה, באסיה, בצפון אמריקה, במרכז אמריקה, בדרום אמריקה, ובכל ארבעות כנפות של הארץ. כאן אסף בנמי קריספין לוי, אשר מדבר איתכם. אני ראיתי רוצה לקרוא שים לב שלך ללימוד של תורה. בסדר? Here the elder Assaf Benami Crispin Levi from YHUH Israelite, Pereira Barreto, Brazil. I would like to call your attention to the reading of the Torah. We stopped at the number 131, and now we're going to the item 132. Each household is to bring or send their tithe and offerings before Yahweh to the temple of Yahweh. This declaration of the first fruits, Devarim 26, 24, and verse 10. Let's go to the reading, and that the Eternal One bless you and your family, and you open your heart to the Torah. Devarim, chapter 26, verses 2 to 4. Devarim, Devarim, chapter 26, verse 2 until 4, and afterwards the 10. That you shall take some of the first of all the fruits of the soil, which you bring from your land, that Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, and you shall put it in a basket, and go to the place where Yahweh your Elohim chooses to make his name dwell there. And you shall come to the one who is priest in those days, and say to him, I shall declare today to Yahweh your Elohim that I have come to the land which Yahweh swore to our father to give us. And the priest shall take the basket from your hand and place it before the altar of Yahweh your Elohim. 10 now. And now see, I have brought the first fruits of the land, which you, O Yahweh, have given me. Then you shall place it before Yahweh your Elohim, and bow down before Yahweh your Elohim. Well, it's very important to notice that the Torah is our life. No tradition, human tradition, no religions, no philosophies, just the Torah, because they are the words that came out from Yahweh's mouth, and the Eternal One puts before us the blessing and the malediction, and the life and the death, and the motion urge us to choose the life, Haim, when you keep these commandments that I command you in this day, says Yahweh Tzvaot. And then this command, this verse that we stopped learning, it's very important because no kamsanut, no Avery enter in the Malchut HaShamayim, in the kingdom of heavens. Well, then each household is to bring or send their titles and offerings before Yahweh to the temple of Yahweh. This was the declaration of the first fruits. All the first fruits that you cooked up in that time, you took before the Kohen. And the Kohen blessed the people with the Birkat Kohanim, or priestly blessing. Because it was a conjunction blessing. And the person blessed the Kohen, that one that taught the Torah. And the Kohen blessed the person with the Birkat Kohani, the priestly blessing, the person that offering the Maaser, the tithe and offerings. And every fresh fruits that you have of your salary, of your field, and take it to the priest that teaches the Torah, or send it to the priest that teach you the Torah. And so the Eternal bless you richly. Well, let's read this item 132 in the oral law. The oral law is the time that the Eternal Ones blows in men's eyes. Abraham times, Job times, and Yitzhak times, Yaakov's time. When there was no grammatical language, no alphabet language, just the Sumerian tablets and the hieroglyphical graphics, just it. But the law of the Eternal One, the Torah, had ever existed before. Well, let's go there to the item 132, Bereshit 12, Genesis, Bereshit 12, verse 6 to 10. And you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Oh, sorry, I was reading Shemot. Bereshit 12, 6 to 10. And Abraham passed through the land to the place of Shechem, as far as the terebinth tree of Moreh. And that time the Canaanites were in the land. And Yahweh appeared to Abraham and said, "To your seed I'll give this land." And he built there an altar to Yahweh, who had appeared to him. And from there he moved to the mountain east of Beth El, and repeated his tent with Beth El on the west, and Ai on the east. And he built there an altar to Yahweh, and called on the name of Yahweh. And Abraham set out, continuing toward the south, and a scarcity of food came to be in the land, and Abraham went down to Mitzrayim to dwell there, for the scarcity of food was severe in the land. Then we can see here that Abraham gave the first fruits of his income. It's very important to notice that Abraham gave his tithes and offerings to the Melchizedek in this time, and Melchizedek blessed him. Okay, well, let's see that item in the time of YHUH and his Talmud. Romans chapter 11 verse 16. Romans chapter 11. Romans chapter 11 verse 16. Now, if the first fruit is set apart, the lump is also, and if the root is set apart, so are the branch. Then Shaul makes to the first fruits, the contribution of the first fruits to the Kehillah in Rome, saying that now if the first fruit is set apart, the lump is also, and if the root is set apart, so are the branches. Well, let's go to the other item in the Torah, item number 133. The first portion of the grain must be given to the priest at the temple of Yahweh, the offering of a cake. Numbers, Bemidbar 15, 18 to 21. The first portion of the grain offering must be given to the priest at the temple of Yahweh, the offering of a cake. Numbers, Bemidbar 15, 18 to 21. Let's go to the reading. 18. Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land to which I bring you, then it shall be when you eat of the bread of the land, that you present a contribution to Yahweh. Present a cake of the first of your doth as a contribution. As a contribution of the threshing floor, you present it. Of the first of your doth, you are to give it to Yahweh, a contribution throughout your generation or forever. Well, this first portion of the grain, when the Israelite our fathers made the doth or the cake, and they firstly, usually they took it to the Kohen, and for the Kohen to bless, to accept the offering, and to present it before the Eternal One, and the Kohen ate a piece first. The Kohen made it in peace, and one portion of that offering of the cereal was burned, and offered to the Eternal One, and the other part the Kohen ate with his family. Then we can see here in the item 133, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land to which I bring you, then it shall be, when you eat of the bread of the land, that you present a contribution to Yahweh. Then all the Eternal gives you, separate a portion. And thanks to the Eternal One, for he has given to you your salary, your food, your clothing, your life, and send it to the Kohen, or if you don't have a Kohen, you can send it to me. I will bless you with Birkat Kohani, the priestly blessing. Well, but it's very important, because the blessing, it's in giving, is to give. YHUH says that, give and give it to others, and you'll be given, and to you will be given. Because with the measuring, when you measure the others, you will be measured too. Well, let's see it in the oral law. Oral law is item 133. We're almost finishing. Bereshit 18:6. Bereshit 18:6. So Abraham ran into the tent to Sarah and said, hurry, make ready 3 measures of fine flour, knead each and make cakes. Abraham offered this offering of cereals, as you can see here. So Abraham ran into the tent to Sarah and said, hurry, make ready 3 measures of fine flour, knead each and make cakes to offer to the Malachim. And now, to finalize, to end, let's read in the time of YHUH and his Talmudim. The first portion of the grain offering must be given to the priest at the temple of Yahweh, the offering of a cake. Romans 11:16. Romans 11:16. I read it, but let's read again. Romans 11:16. Now, if the first fruit is set apart, the lump is also, and if the root is set apart, so are the branches. Yahweh Baruch Atav Ramishpaha Gam, Zoh HaBracha Shel Zaken Assaf מיישוב ישראלית של ברזיל. אני מקווה לראות אותך ולמשפחה בכרה יום רמישי רבה. שלום על ישראל. שלום שלום.